name's Tom Nash and I'm a bid manager at Tenders UK. I just wanted to spend a bit of time with you today just talking about the things that you need to do to basically make sure that you're ready to bid. Obviously it's pretty overwhelming as a new provider, looking at contracts, how do you get the first one, what do I need to have, and how do I go about it. So that's basically what this video is here for today.
One of the main things that obviously I check for when a client calls me is things like obviously are they CQC registered or Ofsted, depending on the service they're delivering or looking to deliver, and obviously what their ratings are, if they've actually been inspected, and so forth.
What you'll find is a lot of authorities will have a different requirement in terms of CQC. Some might just want you to be registered, but you might find with others that they want you to be inspected and actually have a good rating. The delivery. So when looking at a contract, we need to understand whether basically we're going to be compliant with the requirements. So part of that will be things like, have we got the right policies in place? Have we got the right insurances? Do we have an ECM system? All of those kind of things. Then there's going to be specifics to that contract. So for example, we might need to have a local office in that area. We might need to be able to deliver a set amount of hours per week, which obviously in turn means that we need to have a certain amount of staff in place to be able to deliver that.
Another thing you need to be mindful of before you start, so you can plan what kind of tenders you look for and where you want to go in the future, is what your current capacity is at the moment, how many staff do you have, and how many service users or individuals are you providing care to at the moment. So how many hours are you doing, and what sort of areas and specialities are you providing care to? I know you're doing domiciliary care, supported living, and looking to branch out into sort of extra care, or do you just want to stay and build your domiciliary care or supported living and branch from there?
One of the key things will be policies. Now often you'll just be in a position where you can self-certify as part of your tender application that you have the policies in place, but a lot of the time you'll have to actually upload a copy.
Ones that are commonly asked for will be GDPR, data protection, equality and diversity, safeguarding, and health and safety. And business continuity is another one that tends to be asked for quite a lot. So again, there are consultant services where you can get policies off the shelf. It is important to say that it's a good starter for 10, but it is important to make sure that they are bespoke to you and your organisation, and also to the local authority that you're potentially looking to bid into. So for example, your safeguarding policy needs to be in line with that local authority.
Now, you also need to be aware of your financial standing. So if you think about the tenders that you'll be trying to win, so the commissioners will be looking for providers for 3, 4 or 5 years, and they need to know that providers are going to be there for the duration of the contract. You know, they are financially stable and they're not going to go bust halfway through the contract and suddenly leave a load of service users with no one to provide care to them. So you need to know what your financial standing is and make sure you are financially stable.
So every tender will want you to demonstrate your financial standing. So that could be a case of you having to upload some accounts, or perhaps upload a covering note from your accountant with financial projections for the next year. It could be credit status from your bank, and depending on the type of contract that you're looking at will kind of depend on how stringent that requirement is. So what you'll find is for basically a framework opportunity, that threshold will be a lot lower, as in essence there's not a guaranteed amount of work that you'll get on the framework. Whereas if you're bidding for a single provider contract, there'll be a fixed value to that contract. And what you'll find as a general rule of thumb is that commissioners won't want the value of that contract to be more than 50% of your turnover. So if you think about it, if you're a new provider, you're not really going to be compliant or eligible to bid for a contract, say, of £1 million a year value if you're not turning over a couple of £1 million a year.
Another thing you need to consider is the experience you have as a company as a whole and also as individuals. So it could be that you've been providing care for a good number of years and you have a high number of experienced staff across the board that are highly trained, or you could be centering your company around a manager that has that experience and looking to build from there.
If you haven't got any contracts, again, it depends on the type of tender that you're bidding for. There's normally a section below the contracts where you can actually include any experience that you may be able to bring, be it staff experience or working for previous companies. So you have 500 words to be able to explain that sort of detail and give the Commissioner the confidence that you've got that expertise and experience to be able to deliver the contract as well. So what we will do is we will go through a range of different videos. The next video suggests that you might be worth looking at is looking at identifying the right tenders to bid for, and look forward to seeing you.